Peace, peace, peace. Ooh. Here I am. Think I forgot my notes, pimp. Here we go. Get the notes and stuff. But anyway. So welcome to Movie Innerstandings. I'm Aki Low, and here we are. Thank you, Sister Shia. Here we are, and we're going to talk about Matrix Resurrections. Thank you. Give thanks, Sister Shia. Yeah, you better be here. Well, what can we say about this dang old movie? You know what? We just gonna go along for the bumps and bruises. Okay, so I think this movie deals with choice and free will and things like that, but it's also like deals with a lot of so-called woke things, woke ideas. It's really not a Matrix movie. It's just like a really bad fan fiction of the movie, like, and this, and everybody's got their opinions on what it is. Did I like it? No, I did not like it. Let me tell you this. I did not like this movie. I don't want to say anything. I did not like this movie. Here I am looking at Morpheus and like, I'm looking at Morpheus and look, I'm like Sammy and dang on Malcolm. He putting a hurt on my vision, man. Damn, where you get these dang on vines, man? And them shoes, oh my. I'm like, it's just killing me, man. It's like all these loud colors. But we start with the, I guess, one of the protagonists, Bugs, right? And she's investigating, I guess, old scenes from the Matrix, which have been distorted, and using old code and whatnot. And basically it's just that a cross between Morpheus and Agent Smith. I'm like, man, no, the real Morpheus had style, and this is just, what is this? I mean, homie was in leather and he made it look cool, but this is just, huh? I was, but they're going over past events in the Matrix, and you can highly tell it's from the future, and they're, Buzz is like, but this isn't right. This isn't the story, this is not what happens. You know what I'm saying? And she investigates more, and watching Trinity, that's not Trinity, actually get caught by agents. They ain't even have the dang on, see, one thing about Matrix is the cinematography, and the special effects that made it so unique, because it was using things that no one's ever used before. And now it's like they don't even got the whole, panoramic camera scenes where you go all the way around. It's like, but she gets chased by agents, and then she goes into a key store with no key master. you know, here I am like, oh, key, if you watch the other ones, you're like, oh, she's in the key store. Where's the key master? He's nowhere to be found. But she's opened the door and she's portal to another place with Agent Smith slash Morpheus, which, like I say, it didn't make any sense. It didn't feel like an agent, you know, um, or a program of the agent. They're very uh static, and they don't smile. And then you have this new Agent Smith, and he's not doing Agent Smith. It's just, see, yes, Disney. It's like there has to be a certain feeling there of a program, and all of a sudden, he meets Buzz, and then they just like, oh, I saw him. You're looking for the one, and you do not call him, Thomas Anderson. You call him by his real name, Neo, and that they're recounting, how they saw him and how they, basically set him free, and then you have Neo setting an agent free. It's like, huh? He's an agent, and all of a sudden he realized he's a program now. He's a program, but he realized he's in the Matrix. I got confused. When he's supposed to be a program, yeah, he actually yelled out when he failed Agent Smith. I'm like, why didn't the trigger the other agents, unless he representative off code? Yeah, but like they don't even tell you that. Like, we reformatted the agents because of what Neo, what happened to Neo. I mean, it's like, but all of a sudden, Morpheus is, I guess, help. To give him color glasses, and the martial arts portion is just ill. But I mean, you realize that they're in a modal, which is a simulation of an evolved program. And then, you see that, I guess, when they were talking about, how Neo basically opened their eyes, and woke them up, and things like that. I sort of thought about it as like, if this was a biblical movie, and you had like a recent convert of Christianity, Jesus dead and gone, but all of a sudden you have one convert. It's like, I saw him, he's supposed to be dead, but I saw him, and it just took me that, just him seeing him, and I became a Christian, something like that. Then you have Morpheus like, yeah, I'm looking for Neo. I have to find Neo. Like, you don't even have the the faith and knowing of Morpheus. So how can you be Morpheus? He's the one. Should we be looking for help? Like, should we be looking for him? But we, yeah. But one thing it says that when Morpheus is about to take the red or the blue pill, that choice is an illusion, and you already know what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Which was interesting, and by being in the Matrix, how they say, choice is an illusion. It's like something just to make you do what you already know that you have to do. You know what I'm saying? But we see that Neo is a game creator, and he created the Matrix games. And it's a trilogy, but he's working on a game called Binary, and he's got a game award and things like that. And he's talking with other Dales, and one of them, the big guy, and he's like, it's a free will or destiny. Like, I loved your games, I felt myself great because of you, It's like, okay. And then, he I guess he goes to a cafe spot every day, and he watches Trinity, and Trinity got kids, and they ain't Neo's, and she's married, and she ain't married to Neo. It's like, what the? And, it just came off as cringy, bro. Like, you got homie in the background, like, ooh, total loving MILF. It's like, yo, it's all cringy, bro. Like, what is up? Is he stalking her? It's like it doesn't. Like I say, man, Disney Matrix. It's like, but yeah, then homie, goes up to us trying to run a little wingman action with him and fails. You got the kid like trying to protect his mom. You trying to get out my, trying to blow my mom. It's like, yeah, it's one of those, but then he meets the boss and of the gang company that he works with, and they talk, and they realize they're going to make a sequel to The Matrix by Warner Brothers. They're throwing modern names. One thing that was great about the Matrix trilogy was its anonymity. You didn't know what is the Matrix, who built it, this, and it make you want to know more because it's like a hush hush thing, you know, no square. I had to say it, but like no squares would be in the know about the Matrix. It's like, yeah. Actually, I thought the movie was pretty cool. I wasn't a strong Matrix. It wasn't a strong Matrix follow up, but neither was the third installment. True. I thought it was a cool flip, but it's by itself a decent psychological action flick. I think cheap. I'm just sorry. Plus, I saw Morpheus in them dang on loud too. So it was a wrap for me. Like I said, you heard about Vision, man. Dang. It's like, oh, but yeah. But basically, you realize that one thing. Neo, aka Thomas Anderson, which was his original name, in the Matrix, he's a suicide survivor, and he goes to therapy. Yeah, they should have just made it a newer flick or a spinoff. Exactly. They really should. But he's a source. He deals with that, and you see that his medication is blue pills, that basically keeps him, asleep in the Matrix, and I guess that that sort of made me think of, like the present, how many people just, lull themselves to sleep with pills and things because they can't deal with reality. So they take, they pop pills, um, or they have so many social problems that they have to see a psychiatrist because they can't deal with reality or the social norms of reality. They rather love themselves with sleep with pills. You know what I'm saying? So um that was interesting. And as he's going through that, he's in basically a Dale session, and they're trying to find what made the Matrix different. It's this, it was this, it was this, it was a term for psychology or something like that. And here you have, it seemed like people telling you what the Matrix was, but you can tell that none of them really knew because none of them were really into it. If you ask me, it's like it's this bullet time, and it's like none of you were really into it, and that sort of is like how some people feel about certain hobbies. You have people that say they're a fan of the hobby, but you realize when you talk to them and what they say, they wasn't really into it like you are or like your friends were. Case in point, we just use anime. You know what I'm saying? When anime was niche, you know what I'm saying, and it wasn't a big commodity. You know what I'm talking about? But now everybody's like, oh, I'm in the anime, and you got cosplay and things like that. And when you ask them what's their favorite anime, they be like, oh, it's like Naruto. you know yeah, DBZ, but I mean that was a gateway drug, but like things that really, was really cool, like Akira and Ghost in the Shell, something that actually had some depth to it, but they give you, mostly shonen anime, I like Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer, that's what makes anime great. It's like, nah, bro. But you have that, but then you see basically Neo and Trinity, they talk, and then you see uh Trinity talk about, was she programmed to have kids and things like that. It's not like she's questioning, but it's like those are her views. She has these sort of like feministic views and anything, and she's not questioning the reality. Get what I'm saying? Yeah, the right. Then the newer come here characters would have made more sense. Exactly. Um Spin off was good. Some appearance of Hoko. Yeah. So they talk, and um, she asks about the character Trinity, and does it look like me? And then she asks, is that character based on yourself? A main character. And he says, yeah, pretty much. I thought they did the Merovingian dirty, bruh. It was a cool change in terms of imagery, but they could have expanded that more. I know. I mean, come on, at least have them saying something about causality or something. Just something. I mean, just yeah. Oh my. It well. It okay. So then you have Neo meeting Morpheus and realize that Neo is Morpheus is a coded character, and he was created by uh, Neo for his game. What I'm saying? No, I created you. And he's like, take the red pill. There's only one choice. You got to take the red pill. He's like, no, 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 not this again. Basically, he sees him as a fictional imaginary character from his mind that destabilizes his, I guess you say, his sanity. But then all of a sudden, you got Morpheus bouncing off the wall, shooting at cops, and all of a sudden the boss is actually Agent Smith, and he's like, Mr. Anderson, and he doesn't pull it off well, and he gets basically like he gets the desert easily, and he starts shooting at Neo, and he's about to shoot him and whatnot, but it doesn't happen. And then Neo realized that he's under hypnosis and he's with his therapist. It's like, and then they actually use the cat Deja Vu. Now remember, and Black Cat's name is Deja Vu, mind you, that the cat was used to show you that something in the Matrix has changed, but the cat is not functioning like it did in past movies. It's actually a pet. It's the pet of the therapist. I already tells you he's probably forever changing something. That's why Deja Vu is like, his little pet, because he's going to change something. And that's what happens when, he sees the cat in the office. There's no cat in the office, whatever. So there's that. And uh then you see Neo is saved by Bugs, who's actually the White Rabbit, you know. Oh yeah, pieces to Deirdre, what I'm talking about. And Sister Quia. Oh, shout out. I didn't even know Albert Cruz was there, but for sure. Um, but Bugs is the White Rabbit, the rabbit is on the arm when in previous movies it was on the chick back, but you know, um, but Neo takes the red pill again, right? And it does the same thing as it did in the previous movies, and he wakes up and he's actually in a pod again, um, and but in the difference where it was many pods, it's just two, you know, and the other one is Trinity. And he's freed, and they take him out. Mind you, that now the machines uh look more insect like and animal. Um, so you had this thing pick him up that looks like like mechanic Mothra. I'm just gonna say it like that. Looks like Mothra in a sense. It's like a machine Mothra, and takes him away, and for a minute you see Trinity's eyes open, and she's reaching out to him and whatnot. I feel like at that point, it was just the two symbols of Neo and Trinity just being an Adam and Eve in the Matrix. You know what I'm talking about? And you'll pretty much get that tone later on in the movie. You know what I'm talking about? But uh, he goes into the It's another dang. He goes into the construct and he fights Morpheus. And another scene where you wonder I ain't gonna say what. I was like, what does he have on? This is not. This is what does he have on? It's like you can't fight in that. I don't know. I'm not, he got a martini and then he gets in. I don't know. Like for real. Um, but it's supposed to represent, Neo awakening, basically his power, and then all of a sudden you see, he finally does, and all of a sudden you see Neo can use the Force, he can Hadouken, it's like, wow, interesting, whereas he's not going fast anymore, and things like that, and manipulating, the Matrix. He's just using he's using the Force. It's like he's a Jedi now. It's like, I'm confused. But Neo goes, to Io, which is the new Zion. Apparently, Zion was destroyed, and you really don't know why and how. But we see Niobe, and she old, and she ain't got no man. Just like, and she ain't got no man. Talk about it. Then we find out, Morpheus was the leader of Zion, leader of the council, and like there was peace and whatnot, but there was a civil war between the machines, and you really don't get like the different factions of machines if there was a civil war, right? Like, what are they called? How do they refer to themselves? What type of programs were they? It's like there was a civil war between them, and they were fighting over scarcity of resources. It's like, okay, so what does that got to do with Zion? You know what I'm saying? And well, we know Morpheus is dead. So, you know, it just, I guess I figured, Morpheus and Naomi got married, they had some kids or something. I was wrong. you know, um, right. The machines now imitate the natural environment. Neo's power was his ability to transcend the matrix as it was clearly artificial. Now the simulated reality um, and authentic one blurred. Yeah, it really did work. She didn't have a man. She lost the commander and Morpheus. Second, she was like, "Man, you got no." Talk about them entanglements. Leave you manless. but uh, but yeah, but yeah, you see the different now machines live with humans. They even have one that looks like a dang on beta ray and a dolphin put together. I got confused, but it was interesting. Now they were actually growing their own food, but they were using matrix DNA code, to make a strawberry. So then you have to question, well, is that real or not? I mean, you got it from the matrix. That's it, it's like this um lab made food that they got. Where did they get it from? Can you really clone um I guess DNA strands to make you think, that that's the real thing. When it's not organic or natural, it got it got confusing. Like, okay, the point was to get out of the matrix. Now you're using things from it to make things like artificial strawberries. Like, huh? I got confused. But yeah, you know but then you see Niobe, arresting Neo, because him, he want to say Trinity. But yeah, she's like, nah, I gotta say Io. I'm not about to have what happened to Zion happen to Io. So she arrests him, put him on the house arrest, whatever, and everybody look at, Neo like he's a celebrity. It's like, can you fly? It's like these kids that grew up on this legend, I'm talking about, from their grandparents, can you do this? Can you do that? But yeah, um, yes, growing the food with code had me raise my raise an eyebrow. See, that's why she needs a bed. That was confusing for sure. Yeah, because I was thinking, with like honestly, um, I thought would have been a better line, like when she was like, I don't believe in the one. I never believed in the one. And I wish I would have wrote in, she didn't believe in the one and she never believed in the one, but she believed in the man that believed in the one, which is Morpheus, But I just thought that would have been a better line. But that's just me, that there was that knowing there because she, had a covering, but she ain't got no man, you know. Yeah. So it was a blending of man and machine. Notice they had more complex matrix hookups. Um, I mean, even Trinity and Neo were rebuilt with machine technology. So how human were they? Exactly. Now, whereas it was about, is the matrix real and what is real and how can you define real? It still is like that, but you just don't have like that Morpheus to say, are you really real? Or question that. I mean, you were really made, by, more machine technology. So what is real now? Are you real? Are you machine? Who are you? What are you? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um yeah, that ain't real. So we see Smith and Merovingian looking like a hobo, and whatnot. And they ambush Neo and the crew, you know what I'm talking about? And like I say, they did homie dirty. They couldn't have him, suited and booted, talking about causality and saying you messed up everything, and actually explaining what he messed up, or what side he was on, things like that. I mean, just giving some clarity, you know. That just didn't happen at all. Okay. So, um, but like I say, it was an action scene, and it was lame. So, but it is what it is. Um, but then you see Neo talking to Trinity, you know, um, and all of a sudden you realize that it's a trap by the doctor, aka the analyst. You know what I'm saying? Which is it was a good name, because at first you had the architect, and then you have now the analyst. But I mean, you could have built on it a little bit better, like instead of that, here I am trying to figure, is that Doogie House or not? Ain't that the? I don't know, man. But but for sure. But then the analyst says, this is his matrix, and he based it, whereas the architect was about numbers and things like that, and building, he was basing his matrix on emotions and feelings, because you can get more energy out of humans, and the more feelings that they have, the more energy they will produce, because like Morpheus said in Matrix, it's all turning a human into a battery. So he in that sense, the analyst was like, hey, I can get more output out of out of these batteries if I basically build a system where it's all feelings, it's nothing but their feelings. you know um I like how they reference a larger body or brain even above the animals, right? It felt like a reference to humans behind the machines, slash cloud. Yeah, I feel you on that, Chief. And then they just call them the suits, which you be like, well, who are they? you know, and you can be like, man, they're probably older than this. They're just the old programs, the founders of the that could have been built. Oh man, and then you just have this anonymity, you know. But yeah, I totally feel you on that, you know. Um, and then we see Neo meets Sati, who's got older, you know. Yeah. But yeah, and we see Niobe, Taz, Bugs, and basically the crew for a final mission, because they got a plan, to basically rescue Trinity, and so now you have I thought that was cool. Yeah. 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 Um. So Neo goes to meet the analysts, right? And he tells them, if they let Trinity go, um, I did too. Only because I know the actress, but yeah, I did too. That was cool. But not enough time to flesh it out, like. But so um but he says, he wants Trinity to decide, and if she says yes, then they go free, you know um peace, brother Antonio. And if not, then he goes back into the matrix. That's the deal that he makes, and the analyst, he accepts it. And he talks to Trinity, you know, and it looks like she wants to stay in, you know. She's totally blue pill now. And she's like, it's too late, you know what I'm saying? And then you see her kids and her husband, you know, bringing up, trying to bring her away and whatnot. And then the analysts and the guards are about to, you know, arrest Neo. And she looks back and interesting in the film, her parents' name are Rama and Kamala. You know, powerful plant and interactive software. Sadie's creation had no purpose in the machine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Um, they were trying to give everyone they could a cameo. Yeah, Sister Kashia, they tried to give everybody a cameo. And honestly, they didn't even give the people that mattered a cameo. It was like, man, we could have been watching Cobra Kai or something. I'm just saying. But, you know, it, look, there's a TV series that does the whole backtracking and flashbacks, but at the same time, it's its own thing, you know. Yes, I may not get, you know, that song, you're the best around, but you know, it ain't about that, you know. It's about something totally new, you know what I'm saying? But But yeah, but she turns around, punches the husband, said, "Don't call me by that name," you know. Um, and you know, she helps fight and tries to go to Neo, and you know, powers ignite, you know, and Trio, you know, Trinity gets unplugged, you know, because that's part of the plan, to unplug her and then plug in bugs, you know. So while that's all happening, you got Morpheus and Kujaku, the manta ray dolphin looking machine, you know, doing that, you know, in the pod. Yes, Sister Queen Cobra Kai. That look, that's well, that's like, you know, like if the Sith had their own TV show and you see their struggles and what they have to go through, it's interesting. You know, you get to see it from another version than other than, you know, Daniel and Mr. Miyagi. You know, they could have explained more being made without a purpose, because she had no purpose in the system. She had freedom of thought. She was the next level of machine. Exactly. You know, I mean, the Matrix is very thought provoking, and this is just like it didn't, you know, it didn't, you know, provoke thoughts and thinking, or deep thinking. It was, but yeah, you know. But they unplug her. Smith shoots the analyst, you know, and you know, all of a sudden he had like he running it, and then so, you know, Neo and Trinity are on a run, you know, on a motorcycle, and you know, while she's riding, you know, steering the motorcycle, he's doing the force thing, you know, blocking, you know, I want to say projectiles and things like that. Um, Pete's brothers that, you know, but yeah, he's doing that. You know, they're working together. You know, they're in unison. You know, but yeah, and then you realize this was all part of Trinity's dream. You know, people falling from the sun. Matrix is getting dang on zombified. You know, you got these bots, you know, that are like zombies and stuff. You know, oh, New Wave Feminine was in full effect. Couldn't even find them. I'm not like, how you the one that you can't even fly? Even Peter Pan can fly. You know, he just had to find his happy thoughts. You know, he got grown and he had to find his happy thoughts. Had to say Maggie, had to say Jack, cause Hook is back. You know, he had to go back to basically his own beginning, find his happy thoughts, find out, Tinkerbell was in love with him and whatnot, but Peter Pan's got kids. And he's like, I knew why I wanted to grow up. I wanted to become a father. Like, really? Peter Pan's got kids? So yeah, he just looked too old to fly. I mean, never too old to fly. But it is what it is. Um, so yes, no good movie is slept on more than one time. That's a sign right there. Exactly. You know. um so but you have that, and then you finally have Trinity remembering who she is. And then all of a sudden, Trinity can fly. She got the power. Okay. Where she was a part of the belief, and but now she has the power, which is cool, I guess. She's the savior, and she's saving Nia. Yeah. So, and after that, you see Trinity being the one, and now they go back to the analysts and they just beat them up, and doing magic tricks with him, and he's like, well, people want to be controlled, they crave the comfort of certainty, which I like when he said that, because that's true. You look at, um I guess throughout history, you see a reoccurrence where people choose the certainty of I guess you say orderly dictators. You know what I'm saying? Because it was certainly that they would be okay. You know what I'm saying? Besides the unknown, they wanted to be controlled by the dictator. Hitler, Mussolini, Pol Pot. The list goes on and on. We can name so many, but they had certainty in certain things. Hey man, that was the new Matrix. The new Matrix is is the web of God. Welcome to the new world order. You can't escape it and feel at this point. All background now. Whatever. Well, all background till something bad happens, and then we gotta say your ass. But okay, yeah, we just we on the bench. Now we're the substitution. Yeah, yeah. That's what we do now. Whatever. like you said, whatever. So, and that happens, but then but like I say, that was very interesting when he said that, because then you have to question, do people want freedom, or do they want the comfort of certainty, or the comfort of certainty of certain liberties that they'll enjoy? You know what I'm saying? Do they really want freedom, or just the illusion of comfort of it? You know what I'm talking about? Next is Conan Barbarian remake, when Conan has a long lost sister who's somehow stronger than him. Yeah, that's Red Sonja, brother Antonio, or Master Antonio. That's Red Sonja, but at least Red Sonja was cool. But if they do it again, yeah. But well, men make the franchise pop, and then they get killed off. Walking Dead, the Matrix, Star Wars, Terminator. Yeah, they get killed off, man. Well, yeah, we gotta make the block hot. Once the block is hot, and everything's running, then this person want to come in like, I'm in charge. You didn't even build this. Like, I did all. But yeah, I guess. Exactly. Ike Zach already. Oh, you don't know about Red? Well, I only know about Red Sonja because it was one of my earliest memories as a baby. I remember going over my babysitter's house at the time, and that's what they had on. They had on Red Sonja. And of course I remember uh Ernie Reyes, because he was still a little kid, but he was that little, little Asian kid, that was in Last Dragon. He was in that movie too. You know what I'm saying? And then he grew up, what I'm saying? But yeah, that's probably the main reason, I remember it and whatnot. But yeah, so yeah, that's how I know about Red Sonja, bro. But yeah, for sure. Um, I had to watch that this the second time because I fell asleep the first. I'm hey, hey look, I don't know. I probably wanted to read a book during this. I would probably check my phone, look at Instagram. I don't know, but but I know I couldn't go to sleep. I had to be present and take notes. But this ain't gonna be no A-page notes. but probably a page and a half. You know what I'm talking about? But even in the new I guess He-Man remake, they make Tila more important than Adam. He-Man. The fans have been flipping about it though. Yes, they have. I have seen. That's why I ain't watching. Like hey, we ain't about to touch He-Man. And they had She-Ra. We don't need Tila to be out. They had She-Ra. It's like, come on, man. Nothing's sacred. Before you know it, they gonna make Chitara, more powerful than Lion-O. And Chitara was the cute chick. We watched it because she was cute. In that sexy leotard. But yeah, that song was supposed to be the third Conan, but the script was Jack, so they threw out sources, they get it and named him Lord Calendar. Yeah, I did hear about that, Chief. I had heard about that. What, there is a He-Man movie animated. Well, there is a live action. It's called Master of the Universe. I remember getting it at the video store when I was like 4. So now it's bad, but the homie that Skeletor, because he's a good actor. He played in in many movies, but he's good at Skeletor. Yes, let this be our final battle. Yes, it is terrible cheap, but you cannot say that Skeletor was not lit. Like, Skeletor was lit. You know what I'm talking about? He was Skeletor. You know what I'm talking about? He gave an amazing performance. You know what I'm saying? I just forget homie name, but he played in a lot of things, But he was Skeletor, you know what I'm talking about? But he played a lit Skeletor, you know what I'm saying? Especially when he gives that monologue at the end. I mean, he was acting his butt off. and he got into wanting to be Skeletor because his kids was in the He-Man, and he did it for his kids. I do remember that watching the documentary on it. It's like, man, I got into it because my kids like it. But the doctor's supposed to represent a new program. Yes, he is. He's supposed to be like the brother say he's supposed to be like the architect, but now he's the analyst. The architect ain't around no more, so now you have the analyst. He represents that, So, but then you see, Neo and Trinity saying they gonna build a new world, and now they finally get a chance together. And now you see Trinity and Neo flying, but they hand in hand. It is what it is. Yeah, he was cute, but they messed that joint up. Majority, I think Frank Langella was who was that's his name, Frank Langella. Yep. Yeah. They did mess it up. They did mess it up. But they did mess up Skeletor though. You know what I'm talking about? The architect now. I'm talking about yeah, see, we they just did away with them. They don't tell you why or anything like that. They don't tell you at all. But they just say, hey, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? But yes, that's the that's the, the end of the movie, man. That's the end of the movie. You know, we look. Thank you, Sister Kashia. That's second time. You know. Sometimes we don't know where you gonna hit a home run or you gonna hit a grounder. But I mean, hey, you know, we all have our moments, you know. It is what it is. Sometimes, you know, we hit a fly ball and it get caught, you know. Last time, oh, there's gonna be another time. There's gonna be another time. You know. but you know, when you did, I was like, come on, Jermaine, you gotta get on the good foot, you know. It's like this. You gotta spin around like this. You can't be like Marlon, falling, you know, falling as he's spinning. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah. Don't strike me out. I'll come up with fire next time. Yeah, you know, that's all. Just come with that high five. You know what I'm talking about? What was they trying to do with the new agent who was working with Neo? They were trying to make they were trying to make him basically, I would say, an avatar of Morpheus, but he ain't Morpheus. He's just a program that was created from the model of Neo, but he was basically supposed to be that helper because now machines are helping humans, you know, in this world. Remember, it's 60 years basically forward into the future, you know. So he represented basically, you know, machines getting a certain sentience where they could actually live in the real world, you know. So yeah, that's what it was. So so that is what it is. You know what I'm talking about. But hey, you know, sometimes you gotta strike when the eyes hiding, you know. But you can't say I don't I, I don't take your request. You know what I'm saying? But now that we well, now that we got that one out the way, like our robot, yeah, in a sense, yeah. Why everybody? Oh, but Dio and Trinity. Was it something in that battery plasma? No, they were made up with more machine technology. So they skipped the aging process, you know, because they were why do I want to say reformatted, but they were basically remade. So they stopped aging. You know, they brought them back at some point in they in their aging process, so they didn't get old. You know, you do. Yeah, they were remade. Yeah. So join us next strong. Oh, no. Even the new technology was like, just roll with it. You know, we'll explain it later. But they never do, which was a bummer. They just promised Neo a bunch of PDFs exactly. Like we'll tell you, you know, we'll tell you in the transcripts, you know, whatever. You know. Um no. Sister Deirdre. I, I, I'm getting, we getting to you. We get, like I told you, I can do Kingdom of Heaven at any time. I'm gonna get to you, but I gotta put my bra on. I, I know you understand it. Look, you come. Look, you ain't like sir. So when you come with that fire, you come with that flame. Look, you make it because honestly, Kingdom of Heaven wasn't that good until you watch the daggone director's cut. But you see, I ain't gonna hold that to you because I already know. You see, you see how you come through in the clutch. You hit. You hit that ground and got that. Got help me get to second base. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, like I said, I can do that anytime. But I gotta put my bra on. Uh, there is no spoon. Well, there is no spoon. The spoon wasn't even there. There is no spoon. You do not bend by itself. I mean, oh, bro, here we go. It is like, yes, you are. Yeah, I know you are because you Jermaine. Of course you go. Of course you go to ball. You gonna get your do what you did to. I don't know the dang old song. I just heard it one time in my life, but you gonna come up with that single. Why don't you? It was actually a nice song when I first heard it. A little simpish, but it was okay. It had an interesting beat, tone, so you probably get a chick on it. Who knows? Just follow Trinity. Yeah, you good, buddy. Even though you woke her up, exactly. So would it be safe to say that the sisters didn't write the first movie? Yeah. Yeah. And matter of fact, that was a whole legal dispute with the actual author, and that woman won. So yeah, already. I'll work with you in this lesson process. Look, see, teamwork. It's all right. Sophia Stewart wrote that first movie, yeah, and the Chosky sisters did the follow-ups, which is why they got worse and worse. Exactly, it's look, same thing happened to dang on Game of Thrones. George R. R. Martin was in on it, and then when he didn't want to be part of it no more, got worse and worse. Couldn't stick the landing. They got everybody there like, y'all, this is gonna be the greatest TV show in the history of mankind, and then they messed it all up. Proof is in the pudding. All right, they fake everything, right? Yeah. So I guess the theme of this film series is creating versus making. Yeah, I would say that. I would say it's probably creating versus feeling as well, because mind you, this is a matrix of feeling, whereas the other ones was about creation and manipulating that creation in a sense, but this was about feeling. Everything was about feeling. Even the power between Trinity and Neo was about feeling. I heard them say in the film The Matrix was a Trinity. I ain't touching that one. I'm not touching that one. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't touching that one. So yeah, but next strong, join us next strong. Well, we will be talking about we taking it to Cartoon Network. You know what I'm talking about? We're taking Cartoon Network with Samurai Jack. You know what I'm talking about? The first 3 episodes, which is basically like the prequel movies. To Samurai Jack, the actual TV series. But it's Samurai Jack. And I'll be doing that with, Master Antonio, you know what I'm talking about. That's why, like I say, hold on. I'm gonna get to you, sis. You know what I'm talking about. But I gotta put the bruh on. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, we gonna get with the Samurai Jack. You know what I'm talking about. And like I said, the first 3 episodes, just basically doing the prequel movie. And we gonna get into it. We got backup. I love Samurai Jack. Definitely time to rewatch the episodes. Yeah, so you got time. You know what I'm talking about. I know. Just hold the line. Just hold the line. I'm gonna get to you because I know you gonna you good. You gonna bring it. You know. So look, I bet you already got notes on deck. You want me to read them or anything like that. Probably got 12 pages of notes. But this one, because it's like over 2 hours. But I mean, you want me to, go through the notes. Want me to, I give you the VIP treatment. Because you come undefeated. You and Sister Masha come undefeated with the request. Y'all open my eyes to things. So yeah. Y'all be back. Y'all be back cleaned up. Yes, Sister Katrina, they do. They really do. Her and Sister Masha, they open my look. I thought them was going to be horrible. That's why I never watched it. And they didn't request it. I went and watched it, and then was like, "Oh, this is actually quite interesting." Well, I never thought that. I was like, I ain't watching that punk movie. What I look like. A few of the movies that even Emma Aquia is dang on bad undefeated, and I didn't even think that movie was gonna be good. It's like, oh, here we go. Yeah, you like, oh, I'm coming in this one with fear and trembling because I don't know how this gonna go. Come to find out, it was actually it was another interesting one. But when it comes to you, yeah, you get on base. But then sometimes, we run the second and it's like, oh, But it's okay because I go for the look. I go with the ride with you. Know what I'm talking about? So it's cool. I'm there for it. Because it's still a fun game. Even if you get out, you be like, man, I almost had it. So. But no, what you think is all. Sometimes you might not want to know what I think. Because there's a lot of cuss words and things. Like I say, when I saw Morpheus, it was a lot of cuss words and WTFs. And now I gotta clean up my act. So yeah. So but yeah, we gonna come with it with Samurai Jack. You know what I'm talking about? And we look. And besides, see, you already done redeemed yourself with the Truman Show, so you good. I'm just giving you flag because you cool. The Sparrow Wars. Here we go. See, yeah. Swipe of us, but we get together. Yeah. Swiping, no swiping. So yeah. So that's what we doing. So give thanks, you know what I'm talking about. And we gonna get to it with Samurai Jack next strong. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both requested it. So, but I think hers is above yours. So, both y'all requested it, but I think at different times. So it's a tie y'all both win. That's why you can't go. That's why you go to Antarctica. See, bruh. That's funny, but yeah. See, yeah, but how it's written is his name is is up top. So look, case in point. Yeah, y'all both win. Y'all so it's all right. It's my request though. It's my request. See, siblings, siblings. I get it first. It is what it is. All right. So, well, come out for Shema New tomorrow. Got that. And shoot, like I say, man, I'm gonna get with you next strong for Samurai Jack. And we gonna get with Truman Show, and then we gonna get with Kingdom of Heaven. I gotta take my time with Kingdom of Heaven because that is a good movie. And we dealing with my homie Sullivan with Saladin. I'm talking about Saladin and Yubi. But hey. So I gotta take my time. Sometimes I need to, structure them so we get them all good. You know what I'm talking about? But thanks for the time and energy. That was cool. Oh yeah, no, never Akashachi is one of my favorites. Exactly. I mean, like I say, it, it, it if you watch the original, it's men. But if you watch the director's cut, it's like, oh, this was actually good. Once you explain everything, you give them more time. You stretch it out a little bit longer. Be like, oh, so that's what happened. And then we talking, and besides, we talking about the Crusades. You know how long that takes. You know how long that takes. Shoot. So that takes some time and energy for sure. When we talk about the dang on Crusades. So yeah, good things already. Brother Z-Lack. So yeah, film show. That film shows you just how easily people swap religions based on survival and politics. Bruh. Bruh. Man. Ugh. Like, man, we gonna get into that. We gonna get into it. You know what I'm talking about? and get into it and more, cause yeah. So, but give thanks everybody, and I will see y'all next round. Peace.